For some reason, the live reading disappeared, so I assumed I deleted the live video. But when I finished my live last night, I actually saw the video in my library. And so either way, honey, I'm actually coming through because, of course, I'm like, well, I could do a small little video. And then, of course, it'll take me to that hidden library so I can see this video. Because YouTube does it to where you have to accept the video. You have to approve the video now or make it public. So, of course, healing, you guys, just very simple, very basic energy. But it's very helpful. So, being in a state of unhealedness or unholiness is actually being in a state of being connected from source or exactly who and what you are. To move into a state of healing, to move into a state of holy, that's why living a lifestyle of healing, they call it holistic healing or holistic living or holy living. You're actually becoming reacquainted with self, right? And so, of course, you guys, we look for ourselves in the TV shows we watch, the music we listen to. And of course, these things do help us, right? It either awakens something in us that we no longer choose to entertain, and or it allows us to see things within us that we've never seen before. And so either way, we become connected with oneself with dialogue. And fortunately, but unfortunately, dialogue is in the conversations that we have with others, but it's also in the conversations we have with ourselves. And once again, what we watch and what we listen to is a conversation with ourselves. And one thing about the technology that we're moving into, or as we're getting closer to reconnect with ourselves, they're introducing more technology to distract you from yourself. Because people say, well, what is the distractions? The distractions is you. The distraction is not about anything else. It's about you. Because if you don't have a relationship with yourself, if you don't have a connection with yourself, nothing else is going to work out for you. It's not about your mom. It's not about your dad. It's not about your boyfriend. It's not about your girlfriend. It's not about your job. It's not about your career. It's not about your housing, your finances, the bank relationship. It's about the relationship that you have with yourself. Because once you have that connection with yourself, you won't tolerate no more things. You become intolerable to a lot of bullshit. So something that I encourage you to do, because of course we have to start off slow. What they said, it's okay to crawl before we walk. It's okay to walk before we run. Some of us, we want to just come out running, honey, and that's not possible. You did not come out of your mother's womb running, okay? And so in that, and speaking on that, our diet and stuff, it's also a dialogue, y'all, because of course the same organs or the same piece that words come out of, it's the same place that we put food in to give our bodies some type of healing. That's how I know that food is information. That food is a communication. That everything you put into your body is communicating with your body, including the penis and the vagina. Hello. See, I know, see, y'all don't be like when I be teaching that type of way, because maybe that's my motherfucking background, okay? We're going to talk it right. We're going to talk it right. Okay, and so you're having dialogue with yourself when you're entertaining the cows, the goats, the sheep, the pigs, the fried chicken, the Popeyes, the McDonald's, and the motherfucking genitalias, okay? And so I want you to understand that what you put in definitely is having conversation with you on a cellular level, y'all. And the cellular level is more important than any other type of level, okay? I need you to understand that when you are affected by something on a cellular level, that encompasses and that either elevates or it causes you to disintegrate. Okay, so anything when it comes to cellular health, that's something you want to look into. Cellular health, okay? But like I said, start off with changing what you're putting into your body, what you're consuming, what you're eating. The next thing, of course, would be your environment. You know, the people that you deal with. Because, of course, what they say that you are in the world, but you're not of the world. Baby, you can live in the ghetto, but you don't got to be ghetto. Hello? You can live in impoverishment, but you don't got to be impoverished. You can live in brokenness, but you don't got to be broken. And so understanding that the diet and the people and things that you surround yourself with is what makes or break you, literally. And the last but not least most important aspect of healing or starting on your healing journey is how you speak to yourself. A lot of people got mirrors, but they only utilize mirrors when they're covering up scars. They only utilize mirrors when they're trying to hide from themselves, because you're not using makeup and weaves and wigs or any of that to hide from others. You're using it to hide from yourself, because people don't see how you see yourself, okay? And so with that being said, when you're in a mirror and you're having conversations with yourself, or when you're in the mirror, use the opportunity to tell yourself that you love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And watch how your life and energy around you start to shift, you guys. Like, just these simple things that I'm saying, watching some of the things you eat, watching who and what you have dialogue with, and also how you speak to yourself is the most important one. Watch how your life starts to elevate. Watch how you start to have a new perspective on life. You will start to make different connections with different things that are going to be a benefit to you, right? Everything's about debits and credits. Everything's about liability versus assets. And that's what I'm always thinking about, baby. Are you an asset or are you a liability? Hello? Are you going to build on to me or are you going to take away from me? Hello? I need you to wake up and understand, baby, that this world is definitely a distraction, but you're here to find you, right? Somehow, some way within your ego self, you thought that it would be cute to be, to reincarnate and say that I lost myself in a particular experience. I lost myself in a particular reality. And so you say, I want to go back down to that reality and I want to figure out what it is that I lost. Okay? And so you're here trying to find yourself again, right? And it goes even to like the cycle of like germination, y'all, and going into like plants and stuff, y'all. It is just so amazing. Like God, the creators, because a lot of people get offended by the word God. A lot of people, they kind of just, it goes over their head. So we're going to say the creators, whoever is responsible for this universe. It is so amazing in their powers and their gifts that they have put on or in our reality. Like the cycle of plants, y'all. Like it's amazing to think that a seed will be put into the ground even without human influences, because there are trees and there are plants that can spew their own seeds into onto the ground, and then of course the seed can plant itself in or implant itself into the ground. And so this seed that came from a different tree or different plant will also start to produce another tree or another plant that will also continue to make more seeds, to make more fruits and more other plants and other herbs and stuff. And so thinking about that with you and how you interact, right? The tree has replicated and duplicated itself to understand possibly what went wrong on its journey. And it goes the same thing with you. You have duplicated yourself and replicated yourself not only in your descendants, but also in your experiences on this plane. Because not everyone is able to have kids and duplicate in that sense. And so, like I said, going back into yourself and finding the one and finding the great I am. Start with having good dialogues with yourself. And also people who do not match that dialogue, cut them off. People who do not have good energy and good conversation with you, or you don't like the way they speak to you, or you don't like the way they speak to themselves, bitch, cut them off. Okay? Respectfully. Yes, you should mind your business. Okay? But you should definitely understand that your business is your business. And what they say, mind the business that pay you, honey, when I'm connecting with you or I'm having a conversation or any type of thing, girl, that is my motherfucking business. If it's not my business, girl, don't talk about it. Hello? If it's not my business, bitch, don't tell me about it. If you start talking about it, it's my motherfucking business. Can we talk about it? Hello? I know that I just don't be having these ideas. I know I just don't be thinking these things by myself, girl. Okay? I know that other people be having these same motherfucking thoughts and ideas. Hello? I don't know if my phone is going in and out, y'all, because I'm coming down the hill, honey. Coming down the mountain when she come. She's coming around the mountain when she come. She's coming around the mountain. But yes, honey, conversations. You know something else that I've learned through experience is that trauma is stored within your body. And trauma is stored within your body because a lot of people talk about, well, therapy and physical therapy and massage therapy and all that. You're right. That wasn't always a modality. A lot of people, their healing process comes from, or healing, real healing, is in the earth. It's of the elements. Going out to spend time at the lake, the river, the mountains, taking hikes, taking a journey, going on a exploration. Like, this is the real healing, right? And so the trauma that is stored within, once again, comes in and it manifests because you are completely disconnected. Or should I say, it comes in and it blindsides you when you are completely disconnected from yourself. And let me tell you something that's even more crazier too. And I'm really gonna really keep this short, honey. Is that people, oh, come on in here. People will have life-changing events, right? They have events that will happen in their life. And instead of them questioning, is this God? Is this my ancestor setting me up for greatness? Was this relocation? Was this new job? Was this new energy? Me ending this old relationship and getting into the relationship? Is this my ancestors telling me that I'm worthy of a good life? Instead of them doing that and working on themselves, even in that process, the first thing that they do, and of course the enemy loves playing with people like this or energy like this, they start trying to lean on and connect with other people instead of finding themselves. When I had a restarting or resetting moment, baby, I spent my time learning about myself. I assumed that I knew everything about myself. And like I said, we don't know everything about ourselves. That's why as you get older, you become wiser. Your wisdom, it does not come about you knowing more about other people. It comes more about you knowing about yourself. Wisdom comes from you learning more about yourself, not other people. Because your life is your life. And when before your life started, people were living their lives. And when your life ends, people are going to still be living their lives. So why do your wisdom has to come from, or what makes you think that your wisdom come from other people's lives or other people influences over your life? That's not how that works. And so, like I said, instead of them reconnecting with themselves and using it and being grateful for this opportunity to have this experience to learn exactly who they are and what they're not, they use that moment to blame other people. They use that moment to say it was the white man, it was the straight people, it was the Christians, it was the Jews, it was the Republicans. And unfortunately, those people are doomed to have nothing but more failure and more bad things to come in their life, unfortunately, because they're not wanting to heal. They're not wanting to connect with themselves. And so that's what I leave y'all with, honey. We're living this life to reconnect with who we are. We're living this life when we talk to our mom, or we talk to our dad, or we talk to our grandmama, or we talk to our brothers and sisters. They are us and we are them. Right? And even in the sense of God, when we're having a conversation with God, God understands all things according to the religious people, but you don't understand all things. And according to religious people, you're only having conversation with God from your perspective and your experience. And so that goes with all things, that when you elevating your experience and you elevating your wisdom and you elevating your energy, now your understanding of God also starts to change and also starts to elevate. And in that elevation, God starts to shift your life. And if you don't believe in God, the universe, the energy that you're in, the energy that's also within you starts to change and elevate your life. But if you choose to stay broken and you choose to stay disconnected, just say that. If you don't want to be elevated, if you don't want to be healed, just say that. Say, I don't want a healing. I don't want to be connected to myself. I don't want to elevate in myself. I want to stay down here. I want to stay behind. I want to stay broken. I want to stay unhealed. And that'll be okay too. Because only unhealed people deal with unhealed people. And only healed people seek out other healed people. Because when you're healing, you also find other healing people. Or you find people that are also on their journey of healing. When you're broken, you will find other people that are also broken. And they will amplify the brokenness within you. And don't ever forget that. And so that's all I'm saying for today, honey. Come on in here, CJ Taylor. How you doing? I'm doing great, honey. Yes, come on in here, CJ. Ow. Yes, honey. Come on in here. Half of 2 skies, 82 skies. What you doing? Okay, girl, come on in here. Honey, yes, girl, we are here. And yeah, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all go. Like I said, I just did this live, y'all, because I'm gonna upload this video that we've done for live reading 2 days ago. And I really thought I was the lead, but I said, girl, God is always in control, y'all. Let me tell y'all something, girl, before I go. Y'all, let me tell y'all, my stress levels have dropped tremendously because I have decided that some things are out of my hand. I've decided that some things I don't have control over. I've decided that if I don't have control over these things, I'm not going to waste every second on it because I have no control over it. And like I said, going back even into intentional living, y'all, time only exists for us to keep track of our moments. When you realize that 12 hours have passed, and you realize that the 12 hours that have passed, you've done nothing but done shit that had nothing to do with anything, that it didn't elevate you, it didn't change you in any way, shape, or form. You start to feel like, damn, I've wasted time. You start to feel like, damn, where have time gone? Right? So going into that, like I said, intentionally living, like every second counts, every minute counts. And even going into scheduling, and of course, I had to, ask the universe for forgiveness, because I had people back in the day that used to schedule everything, plan everything, and I would get so annoyed by it. Like, girl, if you want to go out and go shopping, just go shopping. You don't got to have a schedule for that. If you want to go cook you some dinner, just go cook dinner, girl. You don't need a schedule for that. But now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I'm understanding that, honey, keeping track of things and scheduling things keep you stress free. Keeping things scheduled and your tasks and your assignments organized keep you stress-free and drama-free. And so I was just sitting there thinking about it as I'm here, talking to y'all about the inner side. I'm just like, it's so like that video I kind of panicked on for like a minute or two. And I just said, God, it's your will. It sure will, higher self. It sure will, the God that reigns supreme. If it was meant for me to post this video, it's meant for me to post the video. If it's not meant for me to post this video, so be it. But like I said, it was gone, girl. I thought it was deleted, y'all. I said, oh my God, honey. But it is what it is. I'm going to let go and let God. Anyway, y'all, have a good day, y'all. Happy Thursday, y'all. Look, Bella. She's like, I'm ready to go out and for this walk. But yes, honey, have a good day, and we'll be talking again very, very soon, y'all. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm coming back. I'm coming through, and I'm giving y'all a little something, honey. I sing y'all love. I sing y'all light. I sing y'all peace. I sing y'all blessings, honey. And definitely, most importantly, protection. And if that means from protection of yourself, I sing you protection, because sometimes we're the enemy that we're praying against. Come on in here. How you doing? Okay? Bye for now, y'all.